Hey, Anthony. Nice to see you back. What's the best way to ask this? I'm sure it was a challenge to have to not play, particularly after not having played the previous season. But how might it have helped you to take a step back after having had some game action and really begin to understand, as Coach Loeffler said, the whys of why this offense does what it does, and be able to go through those mental reps so that when you did come back, you were ready to hit the ground running?
It helped me mentally, developing my knowledge of the game and looking at everything from a coach's perspective. I wasn't able to physically rep out any of the plays, so gaining that mental practice was a very huge advantage for me to develop for this season, and I feel like it's only going to get better. So,
what about the physical limitations? May not be the right word, because I think it's sort of married to how you're handling it mentally too. There's going to be that point of contact. There's going to be that point of fighting through that. What do you know about that? How are you handling that? And what do you anticipate as that moment comes?
I can't really worry about it right now because just getting back to the speed of everything is more important to me right now. And when that point comes, it'll just happen. And I'm not really focused on it right now because when it happens, it's just going to happen. And it's going to be the least of my worries at that time. So I'll be fine.
Can we have you talk about this guy a little bit? I mean, how much of a security blanket is it to have number 2 back there for you?
A.J. Dillon. Hi, how you doing? He's a great kid. He's a great back. He's a very huge catalyst in our offense, and it's amazing having him because it takes a lot of pressure off a lot of people. So when I know I can hand the ball off and we can easily get from 5 to 70 or 80 yards, takes a lot of pressure off of me. It takes a lot of pressure off of the coaches, and in the throw game, it helps us 10 times more because if I fake a handoff to him, everybody's coming down. So he's a huge part to this team. He's actually growing as a leader, and it's nice to see him grow up and mature for this team because that's what we need. We need more than 1 leader, 3 leaders. And it's nice to see that he's so young and taking it on and developing well. So
we saw, I forget whether it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and I don't think it was the only time he was here, but we saw that Tom Brady had been at the facility. Can you share with us generally what type of insight a guy like that can provide for you and how helpful that could be?
He can provide anything I need because he's been through it all, and he's been in the next level for 16, 17 years. And it's just so much that he's been through already that I have yet to experience. And he can provide so much information for me and insight. So basically, he just gave me some words of advice and motivation for this upcoming preseason and for the season. So I'm just still working through it.
Did he tell you anything about coming back from the injury? Because he had it too.
Yeah. Basically, it was more of a worry about the things you can control, because if you can't control like anything that's going on inside of your knee, why worry about it? And the more you worry about that, the less focus you are taking off of helping your team get better. So that was really motivational.
Anthony, you had some ups and downs at the beginning of last season, but against Virginia, you're completing 75% of your passes. What's it like when you can get into a rhythm like that, and how can you sort of get into a rhythm, continue that going this season?
It's fun getting in a rhythm like that. Very exciting to play fast and efficient. So just getting into that rhythm, it will take more preparation, more time, more practice, and everything I need for myself to be more consistent and more efficient on the field for my team.
You see yourself throwing deeper passes as the season went on last year. Is that something you hope to continue going into this season?
Yes. We all hope to continue to do different things, more things, and it's going to be an expanding season, so yeah.
Anthony, I think I read that this was kind of like your first time missing any game since you were 5. With this being like your first major injury, how did that kind of affect your recovery process?
I was just very, very eager to do anything I could, from working out to running to throwing a football at least. I never stopped throwing a football because I can't lose that touch. And it was kind of hard because it's different. You're not being able to contribute on the field. So when I didn't have that, it was just more of maturing mentally, and it was kind of difficult at first. But just being eager to know that there's a timetable on everything and I can get back to certain points as I build and grow. It was fun. It was a great process, and now I'm back in camp. So